doesn't let me go live. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Marisa Galisteo, and I'm bringing you to my home one more day for creative expression. Let's see. I'm going to check the chat on my computer so that I can be with you. Just give me 1 second. See, there's no one here yet. Okay, here we go. I get an email, I get notified when I'm going live, and of course you can do the same. And then you just click on the image and you are in the right room. Okay, so there's no one here yet except for me. But I am going to get started, given that this is something that is going to be recorded, and I would love for this to be useful for everyone. So let me, okay. Let's see, there's a couple of things that I have thought about sharing with you or doing maybe today while I wait for your questions. So some sacred geometry here. And well, yeah, thank you for being here whenever you're here. This is, actually it's a seed of life in the middle and another seed of life, a larger one here. And I love sacred geometry, and drawing sacred geometry is a way, it's a way that has a lot of advantages. It's a way to get guidelines on your paper, later of course on your wood or whatever you're gonna be painting. But of course I always do it on paper first. And so again, it's a great way to get spaces already for you to be able to draw elements and designs inside, rather than just drawing circular lines all around, which is what most people do, and it's totally fine. But again, here, you know, the natural shapes that are the language of the universe are already on your paper for you to paint and, you know, have fun with. So I wanted to draw a seed of life with you all today from scratch. And let me just see, make sure that can be seen. Yes. So, one thing about compasses, very, very important. So here I have, as you can see, two that are actually from the same brand, Stadler, very good brand. And what's the difference between these two? You see that this one has this bar across and this one doesn't. So what does that mean? This one you just manually need to press together or pull apart, right? And this one, to bring the two arms together or apart, you just move the wheel. So that's that. But then what happens if you are going to be using a pencil that is not the, you know, like you're going to be using the adapter for a pencil. So what if you have a pencil this long, like actually a regular size pencil, and you only have this compass? Look what happens if you try to use this compass with this pencil. You put it in, you close it, but then look at this. See? The piece of the bar that's sticking out is hitting your pencil and it's not allowing it to be really straight. You see that? So I was using this without really paying attention to this fact, and I realized that my circles were not really being in the exact place, and I was having trouble creating the symmetry, and until I realized this is why. So even though this compass can be useful, again, especially if you have short pencils, but if you have longer pencils like me, then you need to use this one. Otherwise, you're gonna run into trouble. Oh, let's see. We have a lot of people here. Hello, John, Stefan, Roman, DJ Mago. Hello, hello. Okay, yes, the DJ Mago. It is to make perfect circles, but not only that, we're going to be doing sacred geometry, creating a sacred geometry here. Hello, Brooke. Hello, Ghosty. Hola. Okay, so again, you can be here watching me and learning whatever. I am teaching, and I am here creating this space really for inspiration for those of us who love just I was gonna say just being alive. We love beauty, and maybe we watch other people's beauty creations, but we could maybe also create some beauty ourselves in a way that's new. So anyway, I'm here to be with you, and also I'll be looking at the chat and answer questions. But what I wanted to do today, again, this distinction that I just made about the compasses is super important if you want to be creating, not only perfect circles, but also that when you are creating a larger drawing, like the seed of life, for example, that you don't get into trouble with it. Okay, so I am going to be using this blue pencil. What am I doing? Someone is asking. I am going to be drawing the seed of life, sacred geometry, which is something that I do a lot on my mandalas. And yeah, so for example, I just show you here. Oops. This is my last mandala. This one has the sacred geometry of the seed of life. And you can see how amazingly beautiful it is. Because seed of life, just like any other sacred geometry, is about the way nature creates things. So that's why it's so beautiful when we look at it. Okay, so it's not just any random shape. Okay, see, just looking at you having a good day, Debbie. Yes, I'm having a great day because I'm here with you guys, and hopefully inspiring you to create something beautiful. All right, so now how much should we open the compass? Again, this I'm going to speak as if you maybe didn't know anything about this, and you might know, but just in case some of you or the people who will be watching this later, they don't know about compass and how to use it. So if we want to create a sacred geometry here of the seed of life, well, first of all, I have the dimensions of the paper, so I kind of go bigger than my paper, right? And also maybe I don't want to go as big as the paper. Maybe I just want to do something like kind of like in the middle. So how do I design that? How do I start? So I would say, okay, so maybe if I want to have, I'm just going to put first of all, I'm going to do a little point, more or less in the middle of my page. Okay, and now I will place the tip of the compass right there, right in the middle. And now, okay, so let's see how big I want my seed of life. So let's say that I want it this big. Okay, so then I'm going to paint a circle, creating the limits for my sacred geometry. Can you see? Can you see? I don't know if you can see it because hopefully you can see. Let me just make sure that you see the circle that I just drew. Okay. So now, well, I mean, it would have been good to measure it. We don't really need to measure it, but so anyway, let's go to about, again, I'm not gonna make this exact, otherwise I would have had to measure. I mean, we can measure now the diameter of this circle. I'm gonna measure it in centimeters. The diameter is 9.6 and 9.7 centimeters. Okay, so I'm actually going to Yeah, just leave it like that. So half of that is approximately 4.8, something like that. It's almost 5. But again, I'm going to do it just by eye here. I'm looking at the center, and I'm going to place another circle. And of course, these are 2 concentric circles now that I have. Can you see? Yeah, I think it can be seen. All right. So one thing that I want to do now is, because I want to have it like nicely with my paper, given that my paper is not round. If my paper was round, it doesn't matter, but because my paper is rectangular and I want to have it a nice look when I look at it, I'm going to use the ruler to paint, not to paint, to draw a line. Okay, so just gonna actually take a different color. It's a line. And then I'm going to use this beautiful triangle here to make a perpendicular line. And I will continue it here. So I'm doing it step by step from scratch so that you can also do it. If not now, later if you want, okay? All right. So just to show you, this is what we have so far. Oops. Okay, this is moved. Okay, so we have this distance. Just, okay. So I just see, I don't know if you can tell, and I cannot zoom in with this, so let me just bring it closer. Look, it's not exact. Look at this. You see that? You see how the original point where I place my compass to create the circles is off to the left of the line. So I'm going to draw another line that goes exactly through that center. Otherwise, we will get into trouble. Believe me, I know. I've done this enough times to know. So I should be wearing my glasses, but it's part of the problem. All right, so let's come back and we're just going to draw a parallel line to this one, but one that really goes through the original center. I can feel it now because there's a little hole in the paper. See? I can feel the hole with my pencil. All right, so I know it's the one to the left, not the one to the right. All right, so being careful not to move, not to touch the separation. I mean, otherwise we could come back and measure it again, but I prefer not to touch it. All right, so there we are. And now we are going to come to where any of these, there's 4 intersections here, right? It's like north, south, east, and west. Let's come to this one here. And see, I'm being very careful, positioning the very tip of the compass right in the center of the intersection. Because if I place it just a little bit off, I mean, you can try to place it a little bit off and see what happens. So if it's placed in the exact right place, now the pencil is gonna go through the hole again, right? It's gonna go through the hole. It's gonna go through like the very center of our, just double check here. Yeah, it's gonna go through the very center of our circles here. It's not going all the way to the outer circle because I didn't measure it exactly, right? I said this is like, I went by eye to like about approximately half. That's why I'm not reaching there. Okay, so look what happened. Now that let me see if I can bring this closer. My iPad, there. Now that we drew this second circle here of the same size, a couple of things we can see that happen. One is that there's a section in between them that just got created. It's called the vesica piscis, okay? But anyway, that's just for those of you who like to know a lot of things. Now, what happened also as we drew this second circle is there's two new intersections that are here where we can place our compass and draw another circle. Again, when you come here and you need to go exactly in the center of the intersection. Otherwise, it will be off and it's just, you won't be painting sacred geometry, you will be drawing something else. Okay, so again, the circle is going through the center. Okay. Suddenly the chat is like quiet. Like either everybody's, I don't know, doing something else or you're all watching. Again, see, now we have new points from where to place our compass. And right in the middle, make sure. And then draw another circle. That's also going through the center. Yeah. All right, we just created a new intersection here. And now this is an intersection of 3 lines because, well, this is like the imaginary line that I drew just so that I could have my seed of life nice looking inside of my rectangular paper. So I'm coming exactly to the middle of the intersection and I will draw another circle. And now I'm coming to this new intersection that was just created. Here. Coming right into the middle of the intersection. And there we go. I just want to show you closer where we are at. What we have, see? We are going to now draw the last and number 6, circle number 6 here to have our complete seed of life sacred geometry pattern. So coming right here, again, we have an intersection now of 1, 2, I don't even know how many, 5 lines here. You see how they're all coming into the same place? It's because I was so careful placing the tip of the needle of the compass exactly in the middle all throughout. Otherwise, these ones wouldn't be intersected now. Believe me, I know because I've done it so many times. Until I learned how important, how key it is to place that needle of the compass right in the intersections so that you can have your beautiful sacred geometry, seed of life pattern rather than not intersecting. Okay, so now you can do this yourself if you want. Yes, it's beautiful. And then, like I said, now we have some naturally occurring shapes here that where we can draw these new designs or elements for our mandala or whatever we're painting. So I will do some painting now here so you can see what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna use this. What did I do with my? Okay, the green one. I want to use the green one. It's this teal color that is gorgeous. And also, let's see. Oh, I have some yellows here as well that I'm going to use. So I'm going to do an element now here that I like it much more when it's a gradient, when we have a gradient of colors. Actually, I just love this teal, but we can use these yellow ones for now. All right, so now which brush am I going to use? So I'm going to do some brush strokes here. And depending on how, the distance that I need to travel with the paint, I will be using a different brush or another. So the longer the distance, the longer the hairs of your brush need to be in general. So let's see. I am going to, this is size 0 of thoughtful dots. This is a good one for this. Okay, so I am going to, just gonna show you, put my brush in there. There we go. This is what it looks like. Just make sure the chat, okay. And I am going to come, I'm gonna use this shape. Okay, so that's on that side. And now I'm gonna do another one on the other side. Same. My hand is a little shaky now, but that's what it is. All right, so there we go. Lifting the brush at the end. There's some bubbles in the paint. There we go. Okay. So that's the first one, first brush stroke. Now let's move up to this other slightly different tone. It's almost the same. And we will start here. And if I'm painting a piece in a mandala, I would have more guidelines than this. I would have some more additional guidelines so that, because the guidelines help you with the symmetry. So now I'm doing it by eye. And for now it's working, but again, if you want it to look more symmetrical, which would be nicer looking, more guidelines, at least for me, will be necessary. Okay. Because you need to know where you're starting, where you're finishing, and what does your travel look like from one place to the other. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more here. Okay. I am always learning. I have gotten so much better at brushstrokes, but it's what I call a mountain with no top. That's the word of mastery, mastering anything. I'm sure that those of you who are here, you're masters of something. You have mastered something. But again, even that means that you're always in the in the world of mastering. Okay, so instead of actually, well, no, okay, let's do it. I'll do this one here in the middle. Okay. So, see, that's a possible way of filling in that space, that shape that we had, that was originated out of drawing the sacred geometry. And for example, I know this is just kind of, it's very plain. These colors look almost the same. The stones are almost the same. It's not a real gradient, really. With the gradient, it looks even more beautiful. But again, the point right now was to share and demonstrate how these shapes that arise from drawing the sacred geometry of the seed of life are already showing us how we can, you know, like the shapes that we could fill in with our colors. And of course, you know, you don't need to use paint. If you want, you can draw your seed of life and then use crayons, use, you know, whatever you like, pencils with colors, and fill in your shapes, right? For example, I could just take this purple one. If I was gonna be doing I could fill this in with my purple color pencil, right? You can use whatever colors you like. Right? And you can do all these petals, the 6 petals on the same color, or maybe every other one in a different color. Again, that's up to you with your creativity, how you want to do it. Let me show you what else we could do here. I mean, of course, we could do probably an infinite number of things here. But again, why I love this is because the shapes are already, it's like nature speaking to us, in this case, through the paper, through looking at it. It's not just like, oh, you know, I could like, I mean, and it's all beautiful, but, you know, I can use a stencil. I also have stencils, right? And I can draw a shape with the stencil, a flower. It's gonna look beautiful. It's just that this is how the universe works. This is how the universe makes form, generates form through these geometries. So that's why this has that additional power, I'll say. And it's healing. So you're working on it, you're drawing it, and it's rearranging your brain. It's rearranging your mind and rearranging your brain towards a more coherent brain. Okay, so let's just do, what time is it? Okay, it's 1 o'clock Eastern. Let me just look at the chat. No one has written anything for a while. Are you guys still there? Anybody there? Are you enjoying this? Please tell me in the chat. And do you have any questions? I'm looking at the chat. No, no one wants to say anything. I'm just gonna. Hello, everyone. Are you enjoying this? Learning something? Inspired? Okay, in the meantime, while you write something, I will do something else here. And let's see. Imagine that we could have a little mirror like this. And by the way, how you place mirrors and stay into place before them being glued permanently on your piece, you can use Mount Putty and place a little piece on the back like this. And then, actually, let's do it here. I'm gonna do here, Placing my mirror there. And I'm gonna do some dotting around this. First, let me just gonna use this color pencil to make the shape. See, you can make the shape, and then if you want, you can remove it. You can already remove it, and then you can glue it later. Let's do that. So what I'm gonna do is take some of my green teal paint that I love, and I'm gonna be doing some dotting here. So given the size of this, which is about 2.8 centimeters. Yeah, it's 1 inch actually. It's 1 inch long. So anyway, I'm going to have these dotting tools that have the ball on one end, and they're gonna take the paint, and then we can place it, and it makes a nice looking dot. So I will take my 2mm tool. Okay, I'm gonna dip it in my paint. You can see. That amount. And then I'm gonna start walking my dots. Okay, until I run out of paint. Then I go for more paint and I do the other side. Trying to stay as symmetrical as I can. Okay, and now we will paint a bigger dot there. I can still use the same tool, just pick up more paint. See? Just bring this closer. Now I clean my tool on kitchen paper. That's a little bit damp. In this case, it's dry because it was damp last night. Okay, and then I dip the tool in water and I clean it. And now I will do, just take the another color. I have my red berry color over here, which I also used last week on my live on Friday, and I love it. Okay. Is anybody there? No one is writing on the chat for me. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's do some brush strokes around this diamond shape. And I will use size 0 again. Thoughtful dots. Just gonna pick up this paint. I'm gonna come to right where the circle is and very slowly be moving my brush. Let's do this side now. Okay. So clean my brush on the paper first, and then it's going in the first container of water, and then it's going into clean water. And then I dry it a little bit, and I let it dry here. Okay, so this is what we have. And actually, so I'm just gonna finish filling this shape now, so you can see, again, the whole point of what I was talking about, of the importance of filling the whole, not the importance of it, it's just like, again, you have the shape now from the sacred geometry, so we're using it as the shape that we're being committed to fill in with our design elements that we're creating. So just, I'm gonna do these greens now, these green grays here. I don't know if you can see this sun, right? Not sure it's good to see. So I'm gonna come here. And come very close. This paint has a lot of bubbles. There we go. Okay, and yeah, I have this paint that I mixed and I don't like it, so I'm only using it for all of these, for when I need to do some trial and error things. And so always find a way to use your paint that's for some reason or another not that you're not going to use for your pieces. I'm using the same brush, size 0 from Thoughtful Dots. Okay. Let's see the chat. Nothing. The chat is like there's nothing. You guys said hi at the beginning, whole bunch of you, and now you're all quiet. Okay. Let's do one more here. I don't need to go all the way because it's already filled. And now I have just this little bit here, so I am gonna switch brushes. I don't wanna use this very long brush, there's no need, and it makes it even more challenging because it's not the right size brush. It can still be used, but it's just not, if this is the only brush that I have, I would use it, but I have more. So let me get a smaller one, like this one here. Can you see it smaller? Okay, so just let's see if this one does the job that we need. See, we come to the end of the, yep. My hand is very shaky. Just move this so that it's easier for me to come onto this at this angle. Okay. So that's what we have. I'm gonna show you closer in a moment. That's the one we have from before. How we feel that space, and now how we feel this. The same space, okay? The same shape. We feel that in these two different ways. And I'll show you something. So regarding the diamond in the middle, I could put my diamond, right? But I could do many other things as well. So I want to show you another fun thing that you could do. If you have, let me see. Let me see if I have the color that I'm looking for. No, I don't see it. But okay, so let me just, oh yeah, it's here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, is it this one? No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. So I have these, they're called Bliss Drops. And this one called Bambi is golden and it has a shimmery thing. So a shimmery tone. And I'm just gonna put some here in the middle. And I could actually even just leave it like that if I wanted to. Just a big circle there, a big dot. Or I can take a needle tool and fill in my space here that I had for my diamond. I can fill it with this really fun paint. And it takes a little bit to dry, so you won't be able to see it, but I'm going to show you because I already used this paint for something else and it's dry, so I can show you what it looks like. And you don't need to fill in the entire diamond. You could. Okay. There we go. I'm going to show you a close-up again. And let me show you what that looks like once it's dry, just for fun. I was doing some trials and errors yesterday for the mandala that I'm painting. Can you see? With the sun, you can see the sunlight reflected. That is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap it up for today. I don't see any questions on the chat. I don't see anything, anybody saying anything. At the beginning, all of these messages, the hi messages came in, and then I don't see anything. And it says here that there's 18 people. 18 of you are still here. So, but no one is saying anything in the chat. So anyway, I hope this is useful also today, just to do a summary. We, well, first I explained what's the difference between using this type of compass and this one. Then we drew a seed of life, sacred geometry on paper. And then we filled in this shape, the same shape with two different designs. And yeah, that's it. So I hope this was useful. I hope this was fun and that you're inspired somehow by something you heard or just by the space that I am creating here to paint in community and make myself available for questions, even when there are no questions. So we just, okay. So thank you everyone for being here live with me today. Thank you for those who will watch the replay later, and make sure you ask me questions in the comments so that I can address them in future lives. And the next one will be very soon again. All right, everybody, have a beautiful day. Much love and have fun creating and seeing beauty everywhere because it is there. Okay, bye.